Hello everybody and welcome back to another discussion with Adam.
Hello, and here we have Lego Marvel Superheroes 2.
Well, I don't know much about this game, Adam, so I think I'll have to pass this one to you. I'm not a big gamer of the Lego series.
You have been missing out because this game is not bad, but don't let me oversell it, I should explain why. So what we've got is a game that follows on from no other Lego game whatsoever. It is the second in the Lego Marvel Superhero iteration, but the stories do not intertwine whatsoever. What we do get is a pretty interesting hub world. So you've got a lot of different areas, some recognisable places like Asgard, Sakaar, New York, Xandar from Guardians of the Galaxy. I think places that have been featured in the films, places that people are probably more likely going to notice, mixed in with lesser known places like Atalan, New York Noir, Hydra Empire, which is essentially just Nazi Germany. It's like a what if storyline if the Nazis won World War II, but it's a Hydra of course, so it's okay.
Hail Hydra!
Yeah. Even. And it's pretty interesting, you know, some of the places actually give you little quirks. So this, for example, is New York Noir, and you get this almost sepia tone to your filter, so it looks like it's very, very desaturated. The colours are pretty much almost non-existent, and I tell you what, it really makes you appreciate colour when you get out of it.
I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that, and I just noticed your little character selection screen there. There's a hell of a lot of characters.
Yeah, there is a lot of them. Yeah, 243, I think, to memory. I think I'm right in saying.
You've got too much time on your hands.
There is, yeah. It's quite sad. I should know all these. 243 characters, and most of them are recognisable. So the likes of Captain America, Iron Man, Spider-Man. Stan Lee makes an appearance. Of course he does. It's a Marvel game. Anything Marvel related, you're gonna get Stan Lee. But then there's some lesser known characters like Charlie 27, Warmaker, a dog called Lockjaw, who's fantastic. I absolutely love him. But there is a bit of sacrifice in that, so unfortunately, and I think this is to do with licensing, you don't get any X-Men, you don't get any Fantastic Four. They were present in the first game, they're not up now, which is a bit of a shame.
That is a bit of a shame. I do like the X-Men. It would have been good to be in there, but there are 200 and odd characters.
That is true, but I think you could sacrifice quite a few of the almost unknown characters for the X-Men, because they add a lot more diversity to the crowd.
So what is the storyline to this game?
Storyline, you've got this guy called Kang the Conqueror, who doesn't really make much of an appearance in the the Marvel films, and he's kind of unknown. I know you've seen him before, haven't you?
I have, yeah, on the Conquest of Champions.
Yeah. He's decided to take all these different Lego areas and mix them together. So you've got places like New York, of course, Asgard, Sakaar, all those other places.
I spotted Manhattan.
Manhattan's in there, yeah, that's Manhattan Noir.
So there you go.
It's all back. This is your Hydra Empire as well. This is a bit more colourful, so it's a bit more neon. But what he's done is stuck all these together, and he's having all the different areas fight out. And each place has its own characters, that its own unique feel and kind of tone to it. But at the same time, some of them seem generic. Great ancient Egypt, it's just pyramids. It's nothing really special. The Wild West, kind of boring. Man Thing Swamp, it's just a swamp, and there's nothing really that signifies it for being specifically anything to do with. Sorry, Swamp Thing. I completely forgot his name now, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to move on from that. The combat is, as you would expect from a Lego game, pretty straightforward. Mash the X button, or you can hold them with B and then just throw them around, or punch them while you've got them in the air. You do get to combine, so there actually is some options now when you're fighting big groups of people. You can hold the Y button, and a character next to you will actually team up, and you'll start to take down multiple enemies at once. But you can only do that a couple times, so it doesn't give you
this card here? What's this card about here? What is
this?
This
is pretty cool. This gives you the chance to look at some of the abilities for each character. So if you've got a character you're not too sure what they do, press the start button, flip the card over by pressing Y, and then you get to see all the characters' abilities. So
that's what I like to see.
It's really cool, isn't it?
I like to see that.
It's a neat feature. Well, it actually shows you as well, as Bruce Banner, he can hack into technology and he can fix things. But as the Hulk, he's got flame resistance, toxic goo resistance, he's immune to bullets, immune to punches, he's got super strength, he's got super jumping, got lots of different features. He's a really cool guy, as you would expect. It's the Hulk. And he can take photos as well. You've got selfie mode. Not completely useless. I mean, for one, you can use filters. Looking pretty snappy, pulling some faces. But secondly, these photos actually do tie in with a little side quest in the hub world. So dotted about all around the place are these billboards. Every photo you take, you can actually replace for the billboard, and that gives you a collectible.
Oh, there you go. There's one right there.
That's one. I've done, I think, maybe two so far. I've just been messing about with it mostly.
This isn't like your Batman, is it?
No, this is different. And again, it does still keep the same look and feel of a Lego game. So if you play one, you've sort of played them all. It's just
Well, have you played them all?
I'm not, no.
No.
No. I don't want to suffer Lego fatigue, so I've played Lego Marvel Superheroes and the first Lego Batman game, and that's it.
And that, though, people, is your opportunity to see more Lego. Get commenting, get putting on there what you want to see. If you want to see one of these games getting reviewed, showcasing the gameplay, we will get Adam to play it.
I'll give it a go.
And also, as a little bit of a throw in there, mention the game. If he does do the review, you get a chance to win that game as well for yourself. So make sure you put down that comment.
Not bad. Yeah. And again, there's things to keep you occupied as well. So, like I say, it is a copy and paste Lego game in that you've got 20 levels, you've got a big hub world where you can go and try out different things, take on different missions from NPCs, collect these gold bricks, do time trials. But at the same time, it's just a reskinned version of what you've probably already played before. But I'm fine with that, because I'm not looking to play this game for any particular challenge. I'm looking just to enjoy myself and just to keep entertained with two things that I enjoy, Lego and Marvel.
So, back to an early comment I made to you off. It's pretty much a switch your brain off Minecraft moment, kind of thing.
Yeah, more or less, yeah.
Yeah.
It takes very little thought. This isn't the kind of
that.
challenge that you will get from the likes of, I don't know, Dark Souls, for example. But I appreciate it for that, because I'm not looking for that. I'm just looking for something simple, nice game escapism.
I have to admit, there are certain games I played, Defense Grid 2, the Minecraft, you just brain cells off, just mill through them.
You play Defense Grid 2 very differently to me, because it takes me ages to start putting things down. So I'm trying to think tactically.
There's still the tactical thinking, but you know what I mean. It's not your tactical thinking like you'd expect from your likes of Titanfall 2, where you're trying to keep yourself alive.
True, yeah. It's
You know what I mean. There's a fast pace and there's a ridiculous pace.
Interesting thing, little note there. Actually, this is one of the many occasions where you get to rescue Stan Lee, because Stan Lee is in peril all over the place. 51 times, as I mentioned before. And once you've rescued all the Stan Lees, you get to play as Stan Lee. But, unfortunately, once you've rescued all the Stan Lees, you've nothing left to do in the game, because that means you've completed every level, and you've also done pretty much everything in the hub world. So, a little bit too late on, I would say. You'd only get to enjoy it.
But is he going to give you a chance to get your collectibles up, though? That's the thing, you know what I mean? It's as you say, he could do everything. So
he can.
Them awkward little areas you've been to.
But the downside is, by the time you get him in every area, there's no areas left to play. So no, it's like I say, it's a little bit too little too late, I'd say. It's fun, and he has his own quips and everything, but yeah, it's just, you could put him in halfway through collecting all of them, and he'd be a lot more fun.
Can you reset the game, though?
Yeah, but these are like characters.
Oh, so there's no way of resetting the game and starting from all the characters.
Unfortunately, no, you're not thought it through.
And who the hell would do that anyway?
I know. Definitely not me, because I've
And
already
there's
put
Kang.
25 hours. This is Kang. Kang's already into this. This is from the first level, actually. I took a little bit of footage from the levels just to show you what you get, a little bit of flavour from leveling. And Kang is a bit of a ho-hum kind of villain. He's kind of witty, but he doesn't really bring anything interesting to the table. The villain from the first game, by the way, was Galactus, and he was much of the same. In fact, I'd say Kang is much more charismatic, because I don't remember Galactus talking in the first game.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I think some of the best parts of the game is the humour involved. So you get some moments where they have some humour made for kids, it's a bit more slapstick, it's just a bit of fun. But then you also got some interesting references and jokes which mostly adults will understand. And I think that's a nice little touch, so that they've set it for the key demographic, which is more or less anyone that enjoys Lego. And pretty much everybody does, really.
Makes sense.
Yeah. It does appeal to a lot of people, which is nice to see. Boss fights are aplenty, which means that you've got tons of people to fight against. This guy's called the Presence. There's more recognisable bosses, so there's a sequence from Spider-Man where you fight pretty much all his main villains. Most of the boss fights are quite fun, so most of the boss fights are completed by taking out different enemies in very creative ways, by building something out of Lego, obviously, and then using that to take down a chunk of the guy's health. But I did run into one particular boss where it was just frustrating. He stood at the other side of the room, he spammed you with these seemingly unavoidable shots, and then when you whittled his health down, he started bringing in more enemies, which are mostly just cannon fodder, but when you're still trying to hit this guy with an attack, and you're getting hit by these other guys, kind of frustrating.
I'm slightly disappointed your alternate characters don't do as much, they just kind of stand there watching you getting your ass kicked.
You bring up a good point, actually, that's true, because they don't do anything. And I've actually tried this out. I tried running around in a circle when one of the villains was chasing me, and they just watched.
Yeah, I think I'll just like go outside and watch you get
Yeah.
beaten up and not get involved.
That sounds about
So,
right. Yeah,
it does,
that seems a bit fitting. Yeah. No, they
I'll bring the
don't.
popcorn.
Yeah, they don't seem to get involved for whatever reason. These guys do. The Hulks loved it. The Hulks, enjoy it. But if you're just fighting one villain, I think they want to keep a fair fight, so they just don't bother getting themselves involved. For some odd reason, I'm not too sure why.
One of them things, I think.
Yeah, it would help because there's no real penalty for death. So the upside is your character never dies. He just breaks and then he reappears. The only one thing you lose is a bit of coin, which later on in the game means absolutely nothing. Because before you know it, you can buy coin multipliers and you can get tons of in-game currency for next to nothing. But early on in the level, it's kind of annoying because it means if you're trying to get towards that stud collection for each level, your progress can be halted very, very quickly from just a bad fight.
So go on, your overall opinion of the game.
The overall opinion of the game is, if you like Lego and you like Marvel, I'd recommend it. But if you've not played the first one, get that instead because it's a much better game.
So there you have it. There you go. So from Adam's words, make sure you play Lego Marvel Superhero version 1.
There you go. Yeah.
Don't bother with version 2. On that note, everybody, that is us for today. Make sure you subscribe to get more videos. There will be more of them. Leave a comment and we'll get more of them done for you. Cheers, guys.
Thanks very much.